Hello and welcome, my YouTube friends. Welcome to an Angels and Archetype reading for January 2021. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi, hey, my subscribers, welcome back, welcome back. Happy New Year to you all. I'm actually doing this on New Year's Eve, getting this out today. I do have plans for tonight. One friend coming over who's completely has the immune part of it down, if you know what I'm saying. Let's just keep that off YouTube, shall we? So got myself a little fatutzed to do this, and then I'm going right back into pajamas. So I'm making split pea soup today, so I'm really looking forward to 2021. I hope you are too. I wasn't going to do a reading today, but in meditation, the guides were like, Angels and Archetypes. I was like, oh, I get it. The Doreen Virtue Angel deck and the Carolyn Myss Archetypes, because I use those a lot in my own personal work anyway. The archetype that you need to alchemize, deal with in your life, your situation, another person, whatever, and the angel that will help you to do that alchemy, right? That lead to gold, that shadow to light. So I'm up for it and down for it. It is Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. For these readings, I find, because I've been doing these, I've been talking to people about them, that if you just write down sort of the keywords or the messages, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus as you go, and then you kind of like puzzle piece them, like write each one on a different Post-it note or something on the dining room table and just kind of do that, and you get different messages from it. It's really cool. So it's a general read, as always. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, you know. And look, I'm sort of done. I'm leaving. One of the things I'm leaving in 2020 is, I think, please like, subscribe, and comment. You know, it's like, if you want to, you will, and I would love it if you did. To help the channel grow, but you know what? I'm doing this for the work. I'm doing this for the service. I am a Virgo. So I'm very, very grateful and very, very thankful. But I know I got the goods, because we all do, right? And this is the venue the divine wants me to work through, so let's get up in this gig. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher souls of all involved always communicate with me through the Carolyn Myss Archetype deck. These are the angels and the archangels. All of them, we see who comes through, but remember, it's the Healing with the Angels Oracle. They are named by their function, not by the name of the angel, except for Archangel Michael. So let's see if he pops up. We're going to do 24 cards, you know, 3 rows of 4, Aries to Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And let's see how this goes. I already did my Wim Hof. I still have some more yoga to do, but, you know, back in jammies. I did my hair, my makeup, and put on something cashmere for you. So let's have fun with this. Again, stay in the present moment. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Both feet on the floor if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. Laying in bed or on the couch or whatever. All the decks that I read are always in the description box below. That I will always say, give credit where credit is due if you want to check out the links for more info on them. Otherwise, here we go. Breathe. Yeah, one more. Aries. There we go. And here we go. Now, trigger warning with this particular deck, if you're new to my channel, it's they're supposed to be triggery. They're from Carolyn Myss, MYSS, medical intuitive PhD, Hay House author and beyond, right? Amazing. One of the best spiritual teachers on planet Earth, if you ask me. So there are shadow attributes and light attributes on each of these cards, defining different archetypes, different soul patterns, soul powers that we are alchemizing from lead to gold throughout our life stories, right? So here we go. I'm locked into the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Please, collective pantheons. What is the dominant archetype for the Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign that they kind of need to cope with, deal with, see within themselves, another person, a situation, alchemizing shadow to light, lead to gold, January 2021. Oh, the mother archetype. Now, the mother in its light and its shadow, it's sort of like Carol Brady and Joan Crawford, right? And I'll read it to you. The shadow attribute, smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Now, even if you're not a literal mother, I have the mother archetype. I have the mother archetype, believe me, I do. People have projected their mother issues onto me for years, and I never understood why. I'm like, oh, right? so you can like, so I'm a mother of creativity, like of YouTube videos, if you want to go there, right? Of my production company, right? My company, DrawingTheCircle Productions, is my son in that way, right? So to smother, to abandon, I mean, there are times where I've wanted to, right? You know, you get that, but not when I'm at my best. The light attribute. Now, this might be with your mother. This might be a mother issue. Again, this might not be your archetype. I'm feeling that for a bunch of you because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, the child, the baby, honestly, the first sign, that there might be even a connection with the divine mother on this one. The light attribute, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. And that I can absolutely, like I can nurture, right? I'm unconditional love is the core of my mystical path, right? That's why I'm an eclectic. Doesn't matter, right? It's like love is the answer, but what's the question, right? But joy in giving birth to life. Like I'm rebirthing my book, Words of Grace, with a wonderful editor, author, playwright, Dylan Martinson, and Aries, right? And together we are like rebirthing my book, Words of Grace for Kindle. It's so exciting, right? So remember, if an archetype doesn't make sense straight on, come in different sides of it, right? So that's the archetype. What's the angel you need to work with? Take a nice deep breath. My angels of fire, my angels and archangels in fire, and the sign of Aries, the Michaelites, please, one card in clarity. What is the healing with the angel oracle that the Aries needs to work with, right? To call in to help alchemize that mother archetype from lead to gold. Celebration. So what would the healing angel of celebration do? Now look, I'm doing this on New Year's Eve, but that's not the only type of celebration. If you notice, the moon is full in the card, and obviously we just went through full moon in Cancer, which is very much a mother thing. Oh, that looks nice like that. I'll keep that that way. That's how I will lay them out. But in the celebration of, there's healing, I can feel it. There's healing in the celebration of, if not your relationship with your mother, or your own mother phase, maybe of maiden, mother, and crone, right? You're in maiden phase, you're in mother phase, right? No longer a maiden, not quite a crone. But even larger than that, like nurturing and feeling that nurturing, celebrating that within yourself and within your life. And then there really is a real goddess there. I mean, really, if I'm going to go for it, I'm going to say, you're drawing down the moon with the divine mother. That is really kind of what that looks like to me, but I'm a witch. Why wouldn't I? Drawing Down the Moon, Margot Adler, brilliant book. Let's keep going. Thank you, Aries. Hang in there for your other signs if you know what they are. We're moving on to Taurus. Breathe. Locked on. There we go. My collective pantheons. They're saying, slow the fuck down, kid. I know, but the energy's high. Please, one card in clarity. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. What is the dominant archetype? Needing alchemization for the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, January 2021, the visionary archetype. I am the visionary archetype too. Now again, the shadow and the light. The shadow, selling insights to the highest bidder, which isn't about really getting the value and the worth of what you want. It's negotiating, right? So there's something there that doesn't feel good. Compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. Can I tell you, I'm challenged with that on YouTube. I know I'm dealing with more mystical, esoteric stuff than a lot of readers are. And that's why they, you get what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not here for everybody. I could easily water down what I do. My God, so like 2020, no, you're not, right? No, you're not. So get this, the visionary in its light. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable by others. So it's not this kind of vision, it's this kind of vision, right? Like I can see what others cannot even conceive of yet. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Bam, there you go. There's a lifelong value for me, Taurus, second house. So whatever your vision is, maybe it's the vision of your life for let's just say January 2021, right? Your resolutions and all that stuff, the things that you want, what you're visualizing that perhaps no one else around you can even conceive. So my angels of earth and archangels of earth in the sign of Taurus, the Arielites, the Urielites, my Aurelites, I love you, please, for the Taurus collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. What's the angel they need to work with? Meditation. Come on, meditation with the visionary. This is really saying, what would the healing angel of meditation do? Well, help you heal, alchemize this, so you don't have to tell anybody. In fact, I wouldn't tell anybody what your visions are for right now. Soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little, listen much. Thank you, Doreen Virtue, which is read poetic version, right? It's like really that. It's like go into the stillness. Now, meditation, you know, that's Eastern, that's Western, but there's also, we could put in there contemplation, right? Contemplation isn't just thinking, it's taking perhaps whatever this vision is and sort of running it energetically through every chakra. How does that feel here, right? Bringing yourself into alignment. The contemplation involves the soul, not just the mind. Oh, that was good. Somebody stitched that on a t-shirt. Somebody's like, why don't you make products for Drawing the Circle, like t-shirts and stuff? And I did it years ago on Cafe Press. I'm thinking about it. I've got some artists that will work with me for that. Yeah, comment if you guys want products. I mean, once I get there, I don't think I'm at the numbers yet, subscription-wise, where I could do that. I think you have to be at a certain place, but I can put them on my website now. We'll see. All right, Geminis, breathe. This is so much fun. Oh, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for the Gemini. Oh, there we go. The Gemini collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, January 2021. Please, yes, I know I like to pick on them. What is their sign? Oh, good. The Liberator. Blessed be. Well, remember, every archetype is light and shadow. As brilliant as the light sounds is as dark and toxic as its shadow is, and vice versa. The shadow attribute of the Liberator, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate. Oh, you love that word, claimed. I've liberated you. Now do as I say, right? It's like, that's not great. Ignoring legitimate constraints. And I have the Liberator archetype too. Sacred Contracts is a life-changing book. Just go read it. It's what these cards are based on. I love Carolyn Myss. Blessed be Myss in your face. Yeah. If someone's in recovery at a New Year's Eve party, you don't say, come on, have a drink. That's not liberating. That's not liberating. Right? Oh my God. If someone is really vegan, do not sneak, bacon bits into their shit, right? You know, like that, you see what I'm saying? It's like, that's a villainous thing. And the false liberator, the lead liberator ain't great. The light though, see how toxic that is? Catch this. Freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns, belief management. You're an air sign, right? So liberating yourself and others. But what if we see it this way? And what about this way? And boom, breaking the chains, right? Breaking the mental chains. Don't crack up. Bend your brain. See both sides. Throw off your mental chains. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 5 stars. Thank you, Howard. Breathe. I'm having a field day. My angels and my archangels are there in the sign of Gemini, my Raphaelites, my beloved. You're so beautiful. Please, one card in clarity. What is the healing angel that Geminis need to work with January 2021 with that? This is a sign of the times. Piece of more to come. This is a sign of the times. Maybe time to be alone, right? So you can pull back. That's the Bell Stars. I listened to an 80s playlist today. Get over it. Hope. So the signs are on the wall. The angels show me the signs. What would the healing angel of signs do? Always with this deck. That's the question, right? It's hello, angel of signs. It's its title. What are you helping me with? How are you helping me heal? Show me what I need to know. Now, look, I'm going to tell you something in terms of liberating yourself. You might be searching for a piece of information to set yourself free. I know the feeling, right? And then use that to help others, maybe. If you can accept that you don't know, right? You can be in that place of, I have no idea, but show me the signs. Then the signs will come to you, not just inner, but outer, because this is so mental. If you have I'm getting this for a lot of you. If any of you have clairvoyant skill that you don't realize you have, it's a good idea to go, oh my God, I'm actually, clairvoyance to me, I get little flashes, and then the flash of the image dissolves into my third eye and becomes words. It's like that fast. It's different for everybody. But my sense is that there's a real breakthrough here for you. So follow the signs both inner and outer. To say follow your intuition, there are different voices of intuition. In a way, every chakra has its own voice of intuition. My second chakra is never wrong. Well, none of them are. It's just how do I interpret it, right? Where the third eye, it's a different vibe, right? It's a different channel. It's like even more than a different channel. It's the difference between a cell phone and a landline. Ooh, that's good. Stitch it on a pillow. Put it up on Cafe Press. All right. Thank you, my lovely gems. Let's move into the crablets, my crab cakes. I'm gonna call my mom later. Of course, I am. It's New Year's Eve. My Cancerian mother, who I've nicknamed Hera because she's Hera. You queens, breathe. There we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, what is the dominant archetype that the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs needs to cope with, deal with, alchemize, led to go within themselves, someone else's situation, just how these readings are coming out. Please, that dominant archetype for January 2021 is the Exorcist, and I'm making split pea soup today. Synchronicities. Now, really, she could have called this the shaman. When you hear the actual things of it, this is a very shamanic card. By the way, the mother is the divine feminine family, the visionary, the creative family, the liberator, the action family. I forgot to name the families that the archetypes are in. The Exorcist is really, for me, a split between the divine family and the wisdom family, right? Because the shaman kind of does both. I don't claim the name shaman because to me, I grew up on Long Island, right? I just won't take that name. It feels like cultural appropriation. That doesn't feel right to me, but I'm a witch. It's like nobody wants that word unless you're really a witch. Nobody wants that word. The shadow attribute, fear of facing your own demons. Hello, everybody on planet Earth. And Cancerians, if you're an empath, understand everybody's afraid and everybody around you, and even people who knows how big your energy field is now since 2020. You know, we've been healing a lot, purging a lot of emotional stuff. You might be picking up on total strangers driving by. I only say that because that seems to be what's going on for me as a Pisces moon. So that fear of facing your own demons, and yes, this could be somebody else you're dealing with. The light attribute, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So how do you free yourself or another from destructive impulses? Because we all have them. That's what I say. The inner child, right? It can be inflamed, it can be angry, and it's allowed to have its voice, right? It can scream, you know, that's loving, giving yourself the love only that you can give you. It is sort of like an exorcism, right? Like sprinkling holy water, divine love. But it's the wounded child or the angry child or whatever. It's just not allowed to burn down the house, right? So that's how I free myself from destructive impulses. But it's very Jungian, it's very Gestalt, it's very inner child work, but I'm an eclectic, right? But that's really powerful. And mind you, you might be dealing with those impulses in somebody else, and it might be just so up in your field or in your house or in your family or in a relationship, right? Where there's this fear of really looking at their own demons. But what are demons but angels that have forgotten who they are? And go watch Good Omens. I just listened to the audiobook. I read that book in paperback like 10 years ago. Yeah, 1990, I think. Nuts. Great book. Terry Pratchett, Neil Gaiman. My angels, please, my angels of water, the Gabrielites. The angels and archangels of the sign of water and the sign of element of water, sign of Cancer, my Gabrielites. There you are. Please, one card in clarity. What is the healing angel the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs needs to work with this alchemist archetype? Focus. Now I'm going to tell you just from an empathic point of view, it's important what your mind dwells on. It doesn't mean you can avoid stuff, but you could say, okay, what is really going on with me emotionally? What is the destructive impulse? What is that feeling so sudden and new, right? And focus there. Give it your love, your attention. There's an alchemy here, but that attention, okay, redirecting. Eckhart Tolle says your attention is unconditional love. I'm pretty sure that's in Power of Now. If it's not Power of Now, it's in New Earth. It's in one of them. It's in some of his work, right? So just you allowing whatever that is inside of you. Now, when I do this, I will cast circle. right, to contain. So I can really, we talked about this in the podcast. We had Mal Flanders and I just did a podcast. Mal and Mal do Twin Flame Soulmates and all that jazz. And I kind of talk about that briefly, right? So that shadow inside of me it's like working it out in a gym. Who's Jim? That was in the podcast too. You know what I mean? And that is loving yourself. It is loving yourself because it's not allowing it to take action in a way that harms others, right? But if there's a fear of facing your demons, it's scary. And it's hard to do solo. And that's why I do spiritual counseling, believe me, what I've done in Cast Circle to help people exercise their own demons, so to speak. But it's more young than Linda Blair. Just going to say, blessed be Linda Blair. Let's keep going. I mean, what a career, huh? She's no Pia Zadora. No one is Pia Zadora except Pia Zadora. You'll never forget her in Hairspray, the original, with Rick Ocasek. Loved it. Okay, Leos, shall we? Oh, here's the gamut from Archangel Lyons, Mal for short. I am Leo rising. Virgo, Sun, Venus, and Libra. Let's see if we're in this one. Breathe. Lock me on, guys. There you are. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved, perhaps my own included. Please, one card in clarity for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What is the archetype that we may need to deal with in ourselves, in another, in a situation, all of that, some of that, January 2021. Please just leave the card in my hand for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, January 2021. Really don't associate this with any Leos I've ever been with, but the monk nun archetype. Now, again, now here's the thing. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, right? Eau de toilette, cologne, perfume. Of these that I have here, none of them are perfume, and neither is this one, but this is like cologne for me, the monk, the nun. Now, the shadow of this, negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. You know what that feels like. That's why we don't like the word pious, right? It's that idea of holier than thou, right? So a negative judgments of the physical world. Well, it's all just base. Well, yeah, so is food, clothing, and shelter. You know, what are you going to do? We came into physical bodies to experience this, right? To experience physical form. But the light attribute, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. Obviously a divine family archetype card, right? The divine family archetype is what I wanted to say. I did say it, just didn't come out right. So something here about your spiritual power, right? So you can look at this, like the Aries got the mother, feminine power, the Taurus got visionary power, you know, the creative family, visionary power. The liberator, the action of the power of liberation, the exorcist, the wisdom and divine power of exorcism. So here we've got the Leos with the monk nun really saying that they have the ability to alchemize in themselves, in another, in some way, their selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit, that monk or nun power. It's pretty cool. So my angels of fire. Oh, there you go. My angels of fire in the sign of Aries, my Michaelites. What's the angel they need to work with this serenity? I mean, really, I know you're a very active sign, Leo. I am Leo rising. I mean, I've learned to love meditation and sitting in stillness, but let us keep in mind the serenity prayer always comes up to me with this card, right? The courage. What is it, though? Grant me. See, I have my own version of it, which is so good. God, it's all that is, Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, Zan, Jaina, Fred, Wilma. Grant me the serenity to accept the crazy shit going on and I can't do anything about, right? The courage, Leo, to follow my heart, courage, right? The courage to change the things I can, which is something I can do in the silence, in the stillness, in my single-minded devotion to the divine, to my higher self, to the golden timeline, right? Whatever that is, and the wisdom to know the difference. I think that there is such an opportunity for you to heal with because the healing angel of serenity is going to do just that. They're going to say, this is what you can change. This is what you can't. There's the difference. We love you. What do you need? Right? And to bring you into that more serene place. Now, this could be devotion to another person. Again, it's a general read, but that's why you want to check your other signs and see if they click together like puzzle pieces. Lego, well, all Lego bricks click together. Puzzle pieces is probably the better metaphor. Did I say like? Yeah, then it's a simile. I know the difference. I've been an English scholar, but boring. Not for this Leo rising. Virgo, breathe. And thank you, my Leos. Let's move on. Lock me into Virgo. Okay, I felt that. Second chakra, bloop. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, what's the dominant archetype and work for that? Oh, there you are. That one card, the Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, themselves, somewhere else, somebody else. Oh, January 2021, the Avenger. Ooh. I hope it's Tony Stark. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. Shadow attribute, resorting to violence in the name of a cause. Now, by the way, I'm not a violent person physically, although I am 6'1". And a dancer. I could leg scissor somebody's head off if I really had to. But I'm a witch. I'm a witch. So even though this is the action family of archetype, it's like candle wax leaves no paper trail, believe me. Shoot, such behavior isn't tight. The light attributes, desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself, and that I am down with, right? I'm all about balancing shit out in this life, right? You know, from past lives, whatever, however it plays out, walking the path. You see, there's a difference between the hero archetype and the Avenger archetype. There really is. I mean, the hero archetype is also the action family. But the difference is that the hero is on a path of personal empowerment. That's the most important dominant energy here, where the Avenger is about justice, right? So if you are a social justice, or what's called the divine masculine second wave, I'll look it up. I can't go into it right now. Then really, it feels like Virgos, that there's going to be something boiling inside of us that we're like, what do I fucking do? Oh, look at me. I've been in this position at this table before. What do I need to do? Like, surrounded by magical tools, it's like, okay, not that, not that, not that, not that. Put that back in the other room, right? To really balance that out within ourselves. So what's the angel? What's the angel? So you can take divine right action, right? In alignment with your highest integrity, the golden timeline, right? The soul's path. So, okay, my angels of earth. And the sign of Virgo, my Urielites, oh, my Urielites. What's the healing angel the Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs need to work with to heal this Avenger archetype? Oh, my crystal got caught. Archangel Michael, baby, the avenging angel. Oh, fuck. January is going to be something else. Prepare yourself. This is telling you, gird your loins, get ready. Scales are going to be balanced. Look, if something is out of balance in your life in terms of unfairness, but keep in mind, the inner child thinks everything's unfair when it doesn't get its way, right? But if there is something that has been unjust, it is going to be balanced. And why would you call on Archangel Michael for healing? To get you in balance, right? To get that thing of, all right, yes, do I want justice or revenge? See, that's the thing of the Avenger. The shadow side is revenge. And come on, how many movies we gotta see, right? We're just watching one the other night where the protagonist has the antagonist like in their range, and it's just like, nope, I'm not gonna kill you. All right, nope, this is not revenge justice, right? How many DC movies do we need? More! Wonder Woman 1984 is wonderful, and if you didn't like it, sorry, not sorry, but it made me cry all the way through. And there were so many little nuances. Like Virgo, who grew up with Wonder Woman as an idol, essentially, right? I loved it. I loved it. And yeah, she didn't kill unless she didn't snap his neck. That's all I'm going to say. Keep going, Mark. Breathe. Thank you, Virgos. Libras. All right, different. We had to shirk off the golden wings for a second. Please, my beloved pantheons, lock me on to Libra. There you are. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and perhaps myself included. What is the dominant archetype going on in Libra land? January 2021. Excuse me while I thwarp. Yeah. Excuse me while I thwarp correctly. Yes. Yes, the hedonist archetype. This I have a lifelong perfume all the way through. I love the hedonist archetype, although it's shadow. If you have this, is familiar. The shadow pursues pleasures to the detriment of health. I have no idea what you're talking about. How dare you? Indulges at the expense of others. Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. How dare you, right? Of course. I lived through the 80s. I'm still here. I lived through AOL chat rooms in the 90s. Light attribute inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. But yeah, I'm making split pea soup from scratch today. I mean, I didn't grow the peas myself, but you know what I mean. Nor did I split them. Celebrates the beauty in yourself, right? The hedonist is a wild card family archetype. No shit, right? So look, there's a lot to celebrate here, right? That celebration of beauty in yourself, right? No matter what anybody else thinks. This is a soul power that whether you are dealing with the hedonist, then be prepared. But if this is you, I really recommend just keep an eye on your hidden agendas. And your hidden agendas would most likely be based on pursuing pleasure to the detriment of health. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. I'm just 52 and I want to keep my skin looking good, so I don't. Every now and again, though. Everything in moderation, except moderation. But certainly embracing the good things in life, right? And it inspires creative energy, right? It's like, oh, this is, oh, I want to do this. I want to feel that. I want to experience with the five senses and maybe even the sixth sense. I see dumb people. My angels of air and the sign of Libra, my Raphaelites, golden Raphaelites, lock me in, please. There we go. What is the healing angel of the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs most needs to work with, connect with in terms of this hedonist archetype January 2020? Because new love, honey. Because new love's a comment. Now this could, yes, be the new love of true love, of the divine love incarnate in yourself, and that sort of moment, and to really revel in that when you can get it, when your heart just opens and you're in unconditional love, that expanded energy field, it's flying high. But I get for the majority of y'all, this is going to really be a new love enters your life, and that hedonistic thing is going to pop up, and you're going to have to, again, keep an eye on your hidden agendas. Now, if this was private reading, and I'm very easy to book for private reads, by the way, just find me on Facebook or social media and we'll work it out. Facebook Messenger is great because you can pay me right through Facebook Pay or Venmo or PayPal, whatever you want to do. And it's face-to-face and it's a conversation. It's how I read people. This is fun, but I could go so much deeper into this. You know what I could do with a deck of tarot with this? Oh my goodness. So whatever is coming for you, know that call to the healing angel of new love to help you heal and prepare for. What would the angel of new love do in terms of healing, right? Call that in, find out. Really lovely. Thank you, Maleebs. Scorpio, breathe. Nice deep breath like you could do any other. Everything's deep with the Scorpio. Anything can happen with a raisin. Breathe. Lock me on to the Scorps. There they are, my collective pantheons. It's funny that they're down there. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for the Libra Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. What's their dominant archetype that they are dealing with within themselves? Another situation, all of that, some of that, January 2021, that they most need to alchemize. Just leave one in my hand. That was two. See? Something hidden, something sneaky, something almost but not, right? Please, for my Scorpios, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in. I'll take that one. We have got, one of the more alchemical. I mean, they're all alchemical, but this one really speaks to a literal, almost a literal type of alchemy. The Miser archetype, the shadow attribute. Hoarding money and emotions. Oh, a Scorpio hoarding emotions? Never. It's never happened, except all the time. Obsessive fear of losing your wealth, which, hello. Again, water signs, if you're empathic. If you and find out what empathic means intuitively. I do not mean the social empathy that everyone's supposed to have, and a lot don't. I'm talking about where you are feeling other people's stuff in your cell tissue. It's real. It is a thing. It is a thing. particularly how many people are afraid of losing their wealth or abundance in any way, shape, or form, right? And if you've got 2% of that going on you, it might be backed up by a tidal wave is what I'm getting. So, you know, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. If you start finding yourself being obsessive about it, really look at who's around you, right? Look at what's going on even in the world and say, wow, I am a vibrational match to that, so that you can what? Alchemize this into entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold. See what I mean? It's the Midas touch. Delight in sharing life's riches, which does mean your emotions and your true feelings and your authenticity, right? Sometimes that's the thing, like hardships are hardships, but you know, they transform us and make us more authentic if we play along, right? So my angels of water, there you are. Please, my angels of water, the sign of Scorpio, my Gabrielites, the angels of healing water, please. One card in clarity. I don't take jumpers, but they kicked that one out of my hand. We're the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising Venus signs. January 2021. You heal us with the angel of music. Change the channel, right? Change the channel. Tune yourself. Dance, sing, just listen. I've been doing a lot of them binaural beats things on YouTube. I fall asleep with them on. They're great, right? I just like the ones that either have like black screens where so it doesn't wake you up, or it has like stars twinkling. They're so cool, right? Out like a light. But absolutely write music, right? Write lyrics. Pound the drums, bang a gong, get it on, bang a gong. It's such a great song. I have to listen to that today. Both versions, the original and the remake. It was like T-Rex and, oh my God, Robert Palmer, am I right? Or the band that he was in, whatever. Yeah, so Scorpio, look, I know a lot of Scorpios, and I know in particular you guys keep a lot of stuff in because it's intense. I get it. You don't want to be like, I don't want to say Mount Vesuvius, Old Faithful, like the guys are just letting your stuff blast people. There are a couple like that. That to find it in your music, right? To allow yourself to express that. You might have, okay, here we go. They're giving me a lot of info for you guys here, that if you are really empathic, your nervous system is inflamed with not even your own financial or stress or whatever, but other people's, right? So music is a way of allowing your nervous system to unwind, either by the slower, calmer, meditative stuff, and just letting it all come up and out, nice cry, or, you know, get a sweatshirt, slit it, and be a maniac on the floor, and be dancing like you've never danced before. Work. I'm going to just put you face up now from now on. Thank you for watching Scorpio. That was a lot. All right, last line. Oh, my Sagittarius. Yay, Sagittarius. We love you, Sagittarius. Jupiter ruled, expansive, creative, fun, joyful. Please lock me in my pantheons. There you are for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs. One card in clarity. What is the dominant archetype? They're saying breathe. For the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs, January 2020, they're dealing within themselves, someone else, a situation in general. Are you shooting down the walls of heartache? Bang, bang. You are the warrior. It's a lot of 80s music, but that's me. Now, the warrior archetype. There is an entire spiritual path called the warrior's path, right? The warrior's way, right? Eastern, Western, both, however you're playing it. But the shadow attribute, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. Hunters, Sagittarians. There's a reason why they call it game. That they hunt, right? Game hunters. Indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Now, the Sagittarians I know ain't like that. But that doesn't mean they can't feel that, right? It's like, rah, 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 rah. Bad days, inflamed nervous system. It's the shadow. The shadow, really, if you look at it as either what you don't want to look at in yourself or what you don't want anybody to know about that you do know about, you feel that, let that play that self out, right? On the inside, because on the outside, strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. In conquering the ego, to stalk your own ego, not so much to kill it, but to allow it to unravel, right? When it doesn't get what it wants, when it's been in the forest for a month, looking for a, speaking metaphorically, when you've been in the forest, right? looking for what you want, trying to find your way and get your way, and you don't. Victory at any cost, or like, okay, there's a piece of the warrior's journey here, the warrior's path that I have to alchemize, because I can feel I'm ready to burn the house down, to salt the earth so none shall grow there again. My angels of fire, sure, why not? Really, we got the mother, the monk nut, and the warrior. This sounds like a sci-fi series waiting to happen. A mother, a monk nut, and a warrior walk into a sci-fi series. Breathe. All right, my angels of fire, my archangels of fire, and the sign of Sagittarius, please. One card in clarity. My Michaelites for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. How can they alchemize that warrior archetype with friendship? It's a bland ship. Perfect. When dig. Sorry, just had to I Love Lucy for a moment. Look, call upon the angel of friendship to help you be friendly with that own energy inside of you. Look, warriors are hot. I think so, right? You know, if they're really in that heroism, stoicism, strength, loyalty, courage, right? It's like all that stuff that makes of a hero, but it's not the hero archetype. The warrior, again, is the action family. So for you to be friendly with that energy inside yourself, in other words, just locking it up in prison, that dark hero, that dark warrior inside of you isn't going to make it go away. It's just going to chisel its way out, right? You give it a toothpick, it'll find its way out because it wants to win at any cost. But to find a friendliness with that, to understand that voice, to alchemize that, and looking at your relationships with friends. Like this also says, if you're not resonating with this personally, then this is somebody in your life, a friend, or where that friendship, there's something here about winning at any cost. And maybe that's about a friendship. If it's being, wow, there's a lot of info coming on this one. I think you know if this is your story, if there is a friendship where another person is trying to interrupt the friendship in some way. I guess you'd call that a third party situation. It just doesn't feel romantic. So keep an eye on that, right? And look, I've had to lower the boom plenty of times. I just don't have the warrior archetype right. But that's it is a thing. You're going to have to keep an eye on your honor code. Pay attention to your solar plexus. Your solar plexus will usually tell you when you're violating your own soul's honor code. Usually, unless we're so up here or here, right? That we don't even pay attention. All right, thank you, my Saggies. Capricorns, hello, my darlings. I love you. I love my Capricorns. So lock me into the caps, please. There you go. Oh, up there. Cool, please. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves are all involved. Please, what is the dominant archetype in play for the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? January 2021, and themselves, someone else, and the situation, all of that, some of that. The teacher archetype, which is so Saturn. It really is. Saturn is such the teacher, the curriculum, and Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Now we know the shadow teacher, manipulating or abusing students. No, you can't have your pudding until you've eaten your meat. Teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Whoa, yeah. Oh, I have stories. Wait till my other books come out. The light attribute, though, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And this is a lifelong archetype for me, the teacher archetype. You could drop me down anywhere. I'd be a teacher, right? It's like I don't want to read cards anymore. I'll go work in fast food. I wouldn't be a manager, but I would be an instructor or teacher, or whatever they call them. We are going to make fries so well. Let me teach you how, right? But you don't have to have a blackboard. Or a whiteboard, I should say, at this point, or a dry erase pen board to be a teacher, right? You're an instructor. To teach by example is, as a spiritual teacher, my prime directive. Prime directive for me is teach by example. Like, that's why I have to go through everything that I'm learning to alchemize it into something that I can then teach. The ability to communicate skill, knowledge, experience, and or wisdom, right? Very cool. Totally relate to you on this. My angels of earth, yay! my earth angels, earth angels. Please, one card in clarity. Yeah. Send it around again if you want. One card in clarity for my, there you are, right. my Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, right? My Oriolites, my Arielites, my Urielites, my angels of Earth in the sign of Capricorn. What is the healing angel they need to call upon, work with for this teacher archetype? Soulmate. Now look, just did a podcast with Mal, as I said. Twin flame soulmate's not the same thing. Both soul contracts, not the same kind of contract. The foundation is completely different. There is no twin flame card in this deck. So soulmate, I'm just going to say, rather than say that this is just a soulmate, that there is a soul contract in place, which indicates another person, at least one, right? That there is not just a lesson being learned here, there is a lesson being taught. And you know there's a difference between, well, and then there is the holographic nature of every time you teach a lesson, you also learn one and vice versa, right? There's a soul contract in play here. There's maybe a karmic thing that's playing itself out and a lesson is being learned. Honestly, I'm an autodidact, self-taught. I would really focus on that aspect. Really learn it, different than the student archetype. Really look at your own wisdom experiences in terms of soul contracts, relationships in general, not just the romantic sexual ones, because everybody's going to look at this and go, oh, it's a romantic soulmate. Again, this is another one that would absolutely pile on if this was a private reading. There'd be so many cards on the table. But can you feel that, though? Like, I'm feeling it in my solar plexus. I'm feeling this for you. It's like, yeah, there is a real lesson being learned here for you. Call upon, what would the healing angel of soulmates do? Well, call upon the healing angel, I'm going to say, of soul contracts, because if it's soulmate, they're going to show you how you can help each other heal. And if it's twin flame, they're going to show you how you can learn to heal yourself. In a way that's teachable, though. So you could also say you're in a soul contract as a teacher with another, and that's the dynamic, or vice versa, that you are in a soul contract with someone who has a strong teacher archetype. Learn, right? Learn your lesson. Try not to get detention. I think I only got detention like 2 or 3 times in my life. I'm a Pisces, man. Virgo, Leo rising, Virgo sun. Woo, I could walk through I don't want to say manipulate administrations, but that's exactly what I used to do. Oh, the stories are all flooding back. Why wouldn't they? Aquarius, by the way, thank you, Capricorns. My aqua lungs, my aquariums, breathe. Big fixed air signs. My collective pantheon, locked and loaded. Here we are for the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. What is the dominant archetype at play, at work in the Aquarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and themselves, someone else's situation? You know what I'm saying? January 2021. Ooh, the companion archetype. Now, people want to immediately go romantic with this, but it is a healing family archetype. The companion, betrayal by misusing confidences. Right? Betrayal by misusing confidence. In other words, you have this companion thing, and you share these little things that no one's supposed to know about, and you betray them, right? Or you misuse them. Like, you know about what they are, so you use them to manipulate, is another way of seeing that. Loss of personal identity, which we see. It's like, who am I without you? I'm nothing without you. It's like, no, you're a soul incarnate in a body. You're fine. Well, you're not fine at this moment, right? But the light attribute, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness, right? That's what you want in a companion, and that's what you need to be. In other words, a companion needs to be both ways for it to be healthy, but only one person has to have the companion archetype for them to learn what they need to alchemize this within themselves, right? Because you could have a companion archetype with someone with the lover archetype, right? It's going to play itself out, or the mother archetype, right? It's going to play itself out in so many different ways. Breathe. There you are. My angels and archangels of air, the sign of Aquarius. What is the healing angel they most need to work with to heal this companion archetype in this situation themselves or another? January 2021, please. The angel of emerging. The angel of emerging, I feel like that there's a real authenticity in both people here that is emerging, right? That there is an intimacy. Something, well, they're showing me again different scenarios, how it works with generals, like general reads, that there could be a collaboration here where something emerges, right? Like an idea. It could be anything, but it's something that it feels like both people have, again, puzzle piece. It's the easiest metaphor, or you could say the two different elements that were brought. synthesis, thesis, antithesis, synthesis, right? There's something like one's got one hydrogen, two oxygen, water, right? Something comes together here and something emerges as a result. Like I said, very, very vague, but really keep an eye on that shadow. That will tell you, you know, if you're dealing with somebody else, is there betrayal? Is there misusing confidences? Is there a sense of someone identifying you in a way that if you stepped out of the picture, they wouldn't know who they were? Or vice versa, right? And maybe some of that shadow is emerging so that you can really focus on the loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Tricky, but like I said, archetypes. So call upon the healing. What would the healing angel of emerging be about? About helping the light that is always within you emerge here. To see things clearly in that light with that unselfishness, but in a way that honors your honor code, your loyalty systems, your boundaries. See what I'm saying? Companion archetypes are hard, man, because you get really interwoven, enmeshed. Is it the quantum threads of the divine? Yeah, that's always there, but is it choked out sometimes by the weeds of attachment and entanglement? Both might come out. Thank you. Pisces, breathe. Okay, last sign, here we go. Lock me into the Pisces. There we are. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for the Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, perhaps me involved, because I'm Pisces moon. January 2021, what is the most dominant archetype we are dealing with within ourselves, someone else's situation? The bully. Well, bully for us. Now, not the one I would have liked to end on, but I will say an important one. The bully as well, I believe, is the action family of archetype. If not, it's wild card. Could be both. Well, it's either one or the other on that one. The shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Now, I'm just going to say, the light we'll go into in a minute. This is probably someone you are dealing with, because people who are watching YouTube videos for readings, not that we don't have bully moments, we'll talk about that in the light. But remember, that's what all bullies are, right? Bullies conceal deep fear behind verbal or physical abuse. So look, if you're being physically abused, walk. Make the prayer, show me where to go, pick up your bed and walk if you need to. It's just essential right now that you speak up, that you get yourself the help that you need. Because Pisces, I know, I'm a Pisces moon. We can really harbor shit inside of us. And really to swim our way past the sharks is tricky sometimes, or sometimes away from the sharks. So catch the light on this. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. And if you're an empath, right? Just like we said with the other water signs, right? If you are, not only water signs are empathic, but we tend to be more intuitively empathic in the sense that we can confuse what we're feeling. What we're feeling from other people is really within ourselves. That's what resonance is. Empathy is a form of energetic resonance where you're just picking up on what other people are feeling. Yes, you have to be in the frequency band to pick it up, right? If you're in joy, it's true. Abraham is right. If you're in absolute flying high joy, you're not going to feel somebody's anger and depression, even if they're in the room necessarily, unless they come for you, right? Which is a bully, right? Is just that. It is just that. So highlights your tendency to intimidate others as well. Now, I've got that too. People have told me I'm so intimidated by you when I first met you. I was like, why? I was like, what do you mean by that? Why? Why? No, but they're like, and they actually said to me, because you look very comfortable by yourself. I'm like, oh, I'm Leo rising. We just look that way, right? Inside of me, there's this mermaid girl, right? Just wanting to swim. Teenagers. Vitamin HD swim all over you. Nice deep breath. All right, last card down. My angels of water in the sign of Pisces, my Gabrielites. What in the world is going on with this Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign? January 2021, dealing with the bully archetype. I mean, that just sucks, but the world is learning about the bully archetype right now. It's on such a massive scale, please. What, this has got to be empathic overload as well, please. What is the healing angel we most need to call upon? January 2021. Ideas and inspiration. Rock and roll. Ideas and inspiration. That what the angel of ideas and inspiration is going to do is they're going to help you heal third eye, crown chakra, eighth chakra stuff, throat chakra stuff, the choices that you make to bring in clear, fresh ideas and inspiration. Ideas, inspiration, but it all comes from the eighth chakra down, right? So this is the more clairvoyant, clairaudient, mystical stuff that Pisceans are sort of hardwired to do. Remember, we carry every sign of the zodiac in us because we're the last sign of the zodiac, right? And that's why, and I'm Leo rising, which means I have it in my eighth house, which is why I can read the unconscious mind. I can read the collective unconscious, right? So what are the fears that are bullying you? And yes, you can look for the mirror if you want to do that metaphysical exercise, right? It's like, okay, well, what is that triggering in me? And go in and sort of deal with that. But that's exactly what the bully is saying. Remember, every bully is really a coward. Every bully is really a coward. It's just how it works. As soon as somebody stands up to them, like, and really, they usually, depends on who's watching, but they will usually back down and run away, right? And is that, are there voices inside of you bullying you? Well, who ain't got those? But again, with the empathic piece there, you really want to keep that in mind and take the time and the rest that you need to process this stuff as well. Don't bully yourself as well as to putting aside your emotional time, your rest, your spiritual path, whatever. There's so much to do, right? Isn't that a bullying thought? Well, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep going. It's like, Pisces, we're more receptive. Yes, we can send out waves, but then allow the waves to come back in. And there we have it. I will put this all together as I like to do, as I put them away in case you missed something. And again, jot them down, right? Just the name of the angel and the name of the archetype. For Aries, you've got the mother with celebration, right? Some kind of interesting vibe going on there. For Taurus, you've got the visionary archetype with meditation, which makes total sense. For Gemini, you've got the liberator with signs. Right? Signs of liberation. Oh, I'm putting Virgo snafu. Everybody get into your respective piles. How dare I? It's because I was doing Gemini. Blame Geminis. Blame Geminis. Cancerians, you've got the exorcist with focus. Good luck with that. You're all gonna die. Leo's the monk nun with serenity, which is so lovely. I'll take this. I'll take some of that part of the month, all of the month. I don't care. It's January. It's like an igloo around here. Virgo's the Avenger with Archangel Michael. Just holding it in my hand. I'm like, Comment, Virgos. I don't know what's that about because I know what it's about for me. Libra's the hedonist with new love. I feel like you kind of got the jackpot here this time around, as you usually do, Libs. At least on my channel. Scorpio, Midas miser with music. That's a lot of mamamas. Oh my God, it's 3M. It's Post-it notes, right? The Midas miser with music. My Sagittarians, the warrior with friendship, because sharing is caring. Wow. Okay, Capricorns, you got the teacher with soulmate. Look, soul contract in play here. Learn what you gotta learn and teach what you gotta teach. The Aquariums, you got the companion archetype with the merging. Does feel like something is emerging here, both light and shadow. You know what to do, at least you know to see it from that larger place of friendship. And Pisces, we've got the bully with ideas and inspiration. That's certainly, if an idea and an inspiration is coming in, are the thoughts bullying us, or are we getting ideas and inspirations about how to deal with the bully inside, outside, upside down? Who knows? Let me know how this is playing out for you, how this resonates for you in the comment section if you like, because I do like reading comments. 2 a.m. in the morning, you'll notice, is when I usually hit the like and the heart button, and if I reply, I reply. Otherwise, wishing you all the very, very best. Happy New Year. Happy 2021. May you be blessed with all that you need to heal, to learn, to grow, to evolve, to become the best that you can be, and fulfill your role in the divine plan of the manifestation of the golden timeline for your well-being, for the well-being of all. So motivate. And so it is. Oh my God. Wishing you the very, very best and the very, very blessed. And comment if you like these all signs. I'm probably going to do these at the end of each month. But don't worry, I'm getting ready to do the soulmate contract reads next. And those are 24 readings in 1 week. And I can pull it off. I can certainly do it. Because it's January. What else am I going to do? Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of January 2021 and the year itself. Hail. Farewell and blessed be.